Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. Last time we left off, we investigated the fountain patio area, and we kind of made some conclusions regarding how Dover and Gustavia may be connected, and apparently that's what Von Karma just told us. But now we're going to give him a rebuttal and saying what the hell the real connection was. So, I don't think there's anything there. Last night when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connections with Dover until the day before, and he worked on this. That's all he said, right? Okay. Mr. Master said Mr. Dover was a favorite to win at the finals, which means he must have still been cooperating with Mr. Gustavia at the time, right? Well, yes, that is what I believe. I must have evidence that proves that they still cooperated during the finals. During the finals? Take a look around, I guess. No, not yet. I don't think so. I don't know. Actually, let me just go ahead and press on some stuff, see if I can get anything out of here. Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's why do you think they collaborated? Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dover was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would never have made it through a single round. If so, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals? The finals would be fought on our own merits, Gustavia said. He ended their collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end. The victory in the finals would certainly have been hollow had he cheated, so he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But if it really continued through the, what if it really continued through the finals? Prosecutor Von Karma, could you explain the cooperation in a little more detail? Very well. Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense and Dover was a novice at baking. Let me get this one going again. Concerning your statement about Mr. Gustavia's designs, I've no objections to that. I have no objections either. He's got no sense of style. When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness with candy, just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually like his candy crafting, though. A novice pastry chef and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such pathetic specimens will associate with each other. I don't know. They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself. That seems highly unnatural, don't you think? What am I saying? What I'm saying is only the truth. How unnatural it matters not. But weren't you unnatural concealing that very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid this fact from us. Okay, so evidence somewhere. Okay. Well, these are semi-final desserts, and they work together on here. They said they tasted the same. I'm trying to think here. I don't know. The wire is very salty. Wait a minute, wouldn't that mean that they... Wait a minute. Yeah, that... Hold on a minute here. I'm not really sure if I'm thinking about this right. You said Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals. That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. See, that's what I was kind of thinking, but at the same time, I was kind of thinking of the whole salty thing, and I'm like, I was trying to think about how Master put it, but yeah, she liked the way it tasted. How the hell is that good, or how the hell is that possible when apparently he was just a novice baker? Being a novice chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well. Defense attorney, how many times do I have to tell you? Delicious scones of subjective opinion cannot be admitted as evidence. There's still a chance that a novice chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur. Yet her cooking rivals world-class chefs. I totally forgot this man was married. I wonder if we ever meet her in any of the games. How is that now a subjective opinion? Moreover, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentioned that a part of her sherbet was very salty, which means you can hardly call his entry for the finals perfect. Oh! What? No more objections? Is there no way I can prove their collaboration? Mr. Edgeworth, there's something that's been bugging me, though. What is it? The desserts Mr. Dover for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right? Indeed. They were frozen sculptures, after all. How would he have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavio with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for his sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Thanks to you, I have noticed one more possibility. Stop eating that paper. That's disgusting. Huh? That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly, and the contest time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was... well, no, they were desserts because they tasted good. There's no way he can freeze in a day, but the only thing that makes sense is that if he did it ahead of time. If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all he needed to do was sculpt it. Just what are you mumbling about? Please excuse me. I finally realized your earlier review was correct. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing? Oh, so you're finally admitting defeat. No, all I'm admitting is to the truth of one of your statements. The Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you said. They only cooperated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze, which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. Huh. That's right. So you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return? The views of the dead are no concern to me. If you are going to answer that, I'll need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim? You ingrate. You dare mock me! That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person. A clear reason? Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing on this case. You claim that their collaboration is irrelevant. If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder. You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for the murder. If that were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out again about this collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, then show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia. Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions have been suspicious so far. Doubtless Von Karma already knows this fact. This could be a trap by Von Karma. What's wrong, defense attorney? Not gonna answer? but I mustn't back down now. Mr. Gustavia sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are currently unclear, but the very fact that he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him. If that's the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts. I knew it. Was it a trap after all? I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, now would we? Take a look at this. Well, this is a photo of Gustavia and Dover. And their sons. Huh. And it says that Gustavia's sons always came to visit up until the finals. Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo. To steal their photo? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought that he'd be suspected if people found out he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. Ugh. There's nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. No! He's still adamant about not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia. I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you. Excuse me, guys. Curse that Von Karma, calling us a waste of time. What should we do? Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, Master Jeff will be... Von Karma is busy? Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the body and murder weapon have been found, and he already has a suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Master's guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth? Is there something wrong? It seems I have been overlooking a matter of a vital importance. Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master, I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be. He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation. Stop eating that paper, Raymond. Oh yeah, he's a bit on edge. He still doesn't have the autopsy report. Oh yeah, that's true. Furthermore, something vanished from the crime scene, and we still don't know why. Oh yeah, a piece of chocolate. Yeah. The bloodstain. But see, I'm thinking that that piece of chocolate, the bloodstain on it, it was probably to be in the fountain, because that's what forensics officer said. It has a composition of sherbet, chocolate, and blood. The strangest thing is what we found wasn't in Mr. Master's room at all. Yep, the blood in the fountain. Yep. There you go. Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Master's room, and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean? Logic, alright. So, as I said before, the bloodstain disappeared and the blood in the fountain, I think that because it was in the... If it was in the chocolate and whoever, I guess they put it in the fountain, at least that's what I'm thinking. Well, that explains it, right? Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Master's room, it was detected in the water fountain. There would be no need for a killer to conceal bloodstains after a body was found. It's unnatural that only the bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would have still remained on the chocolate. Don't tell me. Someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains. Wait. So is that saying why there's no autopsy report yet? I guess so. I mean, if it's make us do logic, it's the only thing we have. It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still hasn't arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we still don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under assumption that the body has been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad an autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth? I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I try to avoid judging others based on rumors. And I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma. Until today. It seems he's a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do. I can't allow him to get away with this. Oh, is he gonna confront him right there and then? I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney. Roger! Hold it. What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth that you've been hiding. Fool. Are you trying to mislead the police's investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself. Police? No. My objection is with you. What? Isn't a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? And what are you saying? I have no time to debate with the job of a prosecutor like you. However, whatever, I read that sentence wrong. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all the prosecutor are found guilty. For the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt. And to find that perfect proof, he would even stoop to forgery. Huh! I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for that reason, you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean? The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact you never found the body! What? They never found the body? You cretins! You will cease with these ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults. Well, in that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I am right or wrong. Ugh. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture. You must have noticed it too. The lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go? Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in a chest that contained a body? Well, yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, the disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well. Why make such a fuss over those bloodstains? It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or, are you saying that you can show me where those bloodstains went? In court, everything must be settled with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. Which piece of evidence shows where the blood in Mr. Master's room went? I don't know. What else do I have here? Let me take a look at this photo real quick. Okay. Parent? Yeah, whatever. There's a daycare, whatever. Oh, well, there you go. His blood is in the water. I think that explains it. There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in the very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. Oh, I was thinking they just threw the piece of chocolate in the thing, but whatever. All this points to only one possibility, which I guess wouldn't make sense because, well, yeah, too obvious. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Gah! Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer. You... How do you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test of the fountain? Because I allowed them to investigate. Bad! Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further in this case. It sounded like you were letting me do as much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all? You say I never found the body. Where's your evidence? He's never gonna confess, is he? I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. You'll see just how well your logic holds up there. Von Karma! I know your methods are wrong! I promise without fail I will expose the truth you've hidden. He don't give a damn. He's just walking around like, yeah, I'm Von Karma, bitch. Detective Bad, I'm sorry. It's because you let me investigate that. No. This is bound to happen. Sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. Well, that I will never make clear in court. I will make clear in court. Why the hell I say never? If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Well then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask of you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too! Well, this will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready. Your trump card? You'll see at the trial. Wow, I get to be at the trial too? Of course, you are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day. Well, that's right. We have to save Mr. Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is what you were talking about here. I'm sure we'll beat Von Karma. Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I have to save him. Okay then, guys. Well, that is that. I'm not sure what's gonna be happening in the next episode, though. But they don't show cases in this game, do like the actual court trials? They don't really do that. So unless it's a change of pace, they may show it here. But well, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said before, we all know the outcome of the case already, but you just want to know the details. Because we know Von Karma's full of crap, and well, he sucks, and I'm not sure. Because I was kind of thinking about this too. Because like when I was looking at when I was doing the last case we did, case 2, and we saw Frank, I'm like, well, wait a minute. I was like, obviously, he's still alive. You know, he's just in prison. Duh, since we see him, and he committed murder. And I thought it was assumed that all the criminals that we put away in these games were either killed or given a death penalty or just what was I gonna say, given a death penalty or life in prison. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure if they'll ever kill them because it's a game like this, or give them a death penalty. But I'm thinking about it. Well, no, there's murders in this game anyway, and I think back to what's her name, Delilah Hawthorne, and she was executed. She was given a death penalty. So I'm like, why wouldn't other characters have it, like Von Karma or Frank? But it makes me wonder, like, is Von Karma, is he executed now for what he did, or is he still rotting away in prison? Who knows? If he's still in prison, my God, that would be an awesome thing. They introduced him like in the later games. Whatever they plan on doing in the later games. I mean, I really got to play Dual Destinies. It's been out for a while now. It's almost going to be a year, I think. Really got to play that game. One day I will. And hopefully one day I'll record it for you guys. So, as usual, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.